Have you ever looked at a child and then you wondered, why does this child listen so well? And this is not because they are being afraid or because someone is constantly shouting at them or because maybe they are being bribed with sweets or iPad or chocolates. No, but because they genuinely understand what is expected of them. And if you're a parent, you know that real life, it does not always look like that, right? Now you ask your child to put their shoes away. But it seems like everything you're saying is falling on deaf ears. You know how it works now. What if I told you that so many Japanese parents approach discipline completely different from how many of you approach it today? And the surprising part is, you see this discipline, it even starts before the child's misbehavior. In Japan, there's a parenting idea called Shitsuke. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And it's all about parents teaching their children how to behave. Shitsuke is not really about punishing a child. No, it's about teaching children the right behavior from the start. Also, you see those behaviors, those good behaviors you expect or you want to see from your child, they focus on it. And Japanese parents understand that children are constantly watching every single thing we do. They are constantly learning and constantly taking their cues from the adults around them. Now, think about your own child. Have you ever noticed how much your child copies you? Some of them are talking on a toy phone exactly the way you do it. You see them, they'll pick up a phone and they are just the same way you say it. That's how they will be talking on the phone. Just yesterday, my daughter took one of my high heels and she was literally walking around the house with it. And that's what children do. They watch us, they observe us, and then they try it themselves. And that's why Japanese parents, they place so much importance on modeling the behaviors they want to see in their child. And this is because they understand that children learn more from what they see us do than what we say to them. They are repeating the phrases we've said, and they are making the same facial expressions we always make. Honestly, children are constantly watching us. And that means if we want respectful children, we too as parents, we must show them what respect is all about. Now just imagine you've told your child 3 good times not to jump on your sofa, and the moment you walk back into the room, guess what? They are all over the place, jumping on the same sofa you've told them not to jump on. Now, one parent might shout across the room, "What is wrong with you? How many times do I have to tell you not to jump on the sofa? We do not jump on sofa." While another parent, the same jumping on the sofa, will go to the child and calmly say, "Remember our rule. Sofas are for sitting. I can see you want to jump. Now let's find somewhere safer to do that." The truth is, your child may forget the words you use, but you see how you responded? They will never ever forget it. And over time, you see that response or those responses will become the behavior they will begin to copy. And that's the power of modeling. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but maybe staying calm is easier said than done. Trust me, you're right. And parenting is indeed hard. Some days you're tired. Why some other days you're completely overwhelmed, trying to manage work, the house, and everything else, literally. So the truth is, you're not going to get it right like every single time. And that's why the goal is not perfection. Nobody's expecting perfection from you. But the goal is to show your child what to do when things go wrong. And the second principle is rules create security. Many parents think rules makes children feel maybe restricted or scared or something. But children actually feel safer when they know what is expected of them. Because the truth is, they don't have to keep guessing what the rules are. No. Now think about bedtime, for example. Imagine some nights your children goes to bed like 8 o'clock, and then the other nights they go to same bed 10 o'clock. And some nights they'll brush their teeth. Some other nights, nothing like toothbrushing. And no one is really telling them what is happening or what is expected of them or like what to do. The truth is, for a child, that will obviously feel very confusing because when a child knows that after dinner they have to have their bath and then brush their teeth, then story time, and then it is bedtime. With all of this, they know exactly what to expect. And you see that predictability, it helps them feel secured. It helps them feel safe. Or say in another home where children understand that toys are packed away before bedtime. Hands are washed before meals. And when those expectations stays consistent, trust me, before you know it, you see those children, they'll stop guessing and then they'll start cooperating. And the third principle is ask one powerful question. This might even be the most powerful part of all of the principles we've talked about. Now, when your child misbehaves, as parents, you should ask yourself, what skill is my child missing right now? And say, for example, when your child grabs a toy from another child, instead of immediately thinking, why is my child behaving like this? Ask yourself, what skill does my child need help learning right now? Or say your child has a meltdown because you said no. Before getting angry, ask yourself, does my child know how to cope when they don't get what they want? Because the truth is, when you ask the right question, it changes the way you see your child's behavior, and that changes how you respond. So instead of reacting to every of your child's behavior or misbehavior, start thinking about the skill or what your child needs to learn. Because sometimes behind the behavior is a skill that still needs to be taught by you, the parent. So the Japanese approach to discipline is not about raising children through fear. No, it's about helping children understand what is expected of them and giving them the skills they need to make good choices. Because, trust me, the goal of all of this is not to get children to listen when you're around. No, the ultimate goal is to raise children who know what to do even when you are not there. And that begins at home and through the examples you set, the values you model, and the habits you practice every single day. Because children are always watching, children are always learning, and often copying what they see you do. And that's the heart of this Japanese parenting approach.